Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Wednesday, February 19th, 2025. Today in the news, I'm reading that Elon Musk is suggesting that U.S. taxpayers be eventually given a refund of some of the monies that are being saved as the audit of the U.S. government continues, including that downsizing, reduction in force, all those efforts that are going on to have a more efficient government that is much more transparent about where our taxpayer dollars go. And I went to the 17 posts to see if refund was ever a term used in any of those posts. I found zero talk of refund. I did find, gosh, I think it was 24 posts, might have been more, about taxation. And some of those were really kind of they look like they're talking about what's happening right now as far as discovering some misappropriation of funds and cutting off some of those cash flows that shouldn't have been allowed to flow to start with. Anyway, well, what I was thought about is last week we did the read and asked if that there was a calm involved, communication involved in the plastic straw reinstatement executive order. Was it also referring to a straw man, our straw man accounts? We got a yes, that there was an indication there. And as we look into things like, or start talking about things like refunds or reduction in, or even removal of income tax, I keep wondering if these are all steps towards helping us being American taxpayers who have been in debt slavery for generations, and very few of us have had to acquire wealth management skills. I wondered if they're kind of baby stepping us into some a prosperity mindset so that we can manage a largesse, or what would seem to us to be that way now, a little more wisely. We don't want to have 300 million people having maybe 250 million of them acting like those lottery winners who have nothing to their name a year later. So I wondered if that's what's going on. So I'm going to ask the universe about this Doge refund, which right now, today, as I'm making this video, it's being discussed at about $5,000 for each taxpayer. I'm going to ask for insights and information about that. And I'd like to layer in a yes or no element to this. So I'm going to just ask, will we see some sort of I don't want to cut off the possibilities by saying refund. So will the American taxpayers seize a return of some funds from some source or other, whether it's in the form of a refund, what have you? Are we going to see some, I'll just leave it at that word largesse that I used a while ago. Are we going to be seeing some financial largesse in the near future with additional insights and information about it? Let's see what the cards want to tell us about this. So I don't want to ask about this Doge refund because it may end up having a different name, and then the universe wouldn't recognize it as I ask about it. But let's just see what's going on with this. I am definitely anticipating eagerly less taxes on my life. I think back to when I got my first job that they had deductions. I was so offended that I think I was like 12 years old that they managed to take I was paying Social Security tax and income tax and state income tax. And I was just appalled at how little I got to of my hard-earned money. After a while, you get used to it, but that doesn't make you comfortable with it. It doesn't make it right. Okay, let's switch the camera and let you watch me work with the cards, and we'll find out what the answer is about this talk of returning some money to the American taxpayer, whatever form it may end up having. And my yes or no element is going to be, is this a part of a process to accustom us to not having the financial constraints we've lived with for decades, generations? Okay. So is this talk of a Doge refund, is this kind of a soft reveal for, if not Nasara, just a plan to have the American taxpayer have less taxation burden and slowly get us a company comfortable with not having the scarcity and the deprivation that we've had to endure as debt slaves, plus additional insights and information. So I think we're going to keep hearing chatter about that they're going to find ways to slowly have us have a little more financial ease and in such a way that we can get accustomed to it and not be silly with it. That's my thought. We'll see what the universe wants us to know. Okay, we've got the star card for our first card, Major Arcana. We have kind of a yes and yeah. My thoughts were right on track. We've got the Four of Pentacles. Recent past, we have the Page of Wands. Current, we have the Queen of Wands. Near future, we have the Four of Wands. Then we have the Two of Swords and the Chariot. Keeps showing up as moves and moves and triumph. Seem to be in the near future. It's kind of nice. I like to have a positive focus on my tarot reads, and I don't even have to struggle for it anymore. And that's a beautiful feeling to have. Okay, I'm going to move those down a little more so that they're more in camera range for you. So I'm not moving their placement as far as the tarot read itself goes, but I'd like you to be able to see the cards because I do sometimes reference elements of them. Okay, so we were asking, so far, no aces with a hard yes, but we definitely have a star card giving us some, that is often an indicator of yes, as well as the fact that 17 Major Arcana often talks about the 17 team. Okay, and so that is their plan for us to, this is a card of being careful with your resources, okay? But apparently this guy in this card has enough that he can balance one on his head without being too worried about it. So again, getting us used to having a little more and doing it in such a way that we can gradually get accustomed to a lack of scarcity and to not live paycheck to paycheck or, you know, payroll date to payroll date. So that is kind of the plan here. Page of Wands is our recent past card. And the Page of Card, this is an optimistic card. You know, just a cautious optimism, like, yeah, we're kind of ready to start making these changes and to roll them out to benefit mankind. Now, specifically what's going on with this audit of the US government is going to benefit directly and most immediately American taxpayers, but eventually these changes are coming more places, is what I'm seeing in the cards here. So, I mean, I'm sorry if you're one of those that's going to be a couple of years behind us, but everybody's going to be getting to this point sooner rather than later, and that's nice to see. The Queen of Wands for our contemporary, our current card, it talks about, she's also an optimistic card and one of self-mastery. So again, getting us used to being masters of having some financial ease so that we can really make some good decisions about that ease. And realizing that even the wealthy, very few of them have limitless um, wealth. And indeed, we wouldn't probably be that way. So we'd want to decide, is it more important to us to have A, B, or C, D, or E, F? Making some wise choices about some of this more financial ease that will be coming our way. Let's look at the near future because it's looking really, really beautiful. First of all, with the Four of Wands showing up. This is a card talks about some teamwork agreements, just kind of a loving outcome type of thing, a result card. This is also a result card here. But let's look here at the first card, the most insightful insight card here is the Two of Swords, which talks about kind of a stalemate. So there's still a little wait for some of this to start coming our way. So don't spend it yet, guys. Don't spend it yet, but it is coming our way. And there is a plan again to slowly get us into a wealth management mindset and lifestyle. And I think it's beautiful. That's something that the 17 team knows we need there needs to be concern about and kind of a prepping and readiness for. Okay, so again, back to the near future, the Chariot card, Triumph card, absolutely a Triumph card. And while it's not the strongest insightful card, I wish these were flipped actually, because then we'd be saying, Triumph, hey, it's gonna the check. They were getting those checks ready now. Uh, this is saying going to wait a little bit, but it is going to happen. Absolutely is going to happen. Let's get a couple more cards and just see what the universe continues to want to inform us about this situation with the various chatter we're hearing about a DOGE refund or a tax reduction or other things that ultimately end up with putting more of our hard-earned or saved or managed money back in our pockets. Okay, we have the Seven of Cups, King of Pentacles, Sovereignty, love it, Page of Cups, and then the Six of Cups. Beautiful cards to kind of end up this read. This one talks about choices. Again, as I mentioned before, I had that nudge to say, remind people that once we get to where we don't have to worry about every single dollar or meeting every single need, and making putting some off, we're still not going to have limitless resources, and not yet. And even when we do, we'd want to use those wisely so that others can enjoy things we enjoy too. All right, the King of Pentacles is showing up here, and he talks about he's a faithful provider. So again, this faithful provision, success, sovereignty, generosity, absolutely on top of this. So like right now, teaching people to manage their money, but more generosity is headed our way. Absolutely. And that's indicated also with the Page of Cups, which often talks about a kind of a nice surprise coming our way. And it is also a card that can talk about some connection and guidance. So again, we have to be connected with some very unused skills. And that involves learning. We're going to be like little children, okay? We're going to be reconciling a newfound ease with just a lifetime that didn't prepare us for it. And so that's kind of what's going on. So yeah, I think we're going to get that D.O.G.E refund, even if they end up renaming it or the amount changes a little bit. I think we're going to see reduction in taxes and things like that, all with an eye towards getting us used to the fact that within the new American Republic, we don't have nearly the strains and drains on our finances that we had in the past that ended up being so misused. And that's beautiful to see. And they can't happen too soon for me. I don't like seeing you got to wait a little while for the card, but okay, if it is, it is. I'll do it. What's my choice? Let's recap. In the news today, Elon Musk is talking about presenting something to President Trump regarding a refund to the American taxpayer in the amount of, right now they're kicking around a sum of $5,000 per taxpayer based on returning some of these DOGE savings to the American taxpayer. And we asked what was going on with this. We didn't want to leave it with just that phrasing in case it comes out with a different name. So we just asked, is this an unfolding of a plan to get more of our taxpayer funds either returned to us and not being taken from us, in addition to insights and information the universe wanted us to know? Well, we didn't get a hard yes exactly, but we definitely got a yes, because our very first card out of the gate was the 17th Major Arcana, the Star card, which always has a triumph and a beautiful meaning. Sometimes it's a nod towards our 17 team, and often it just talks about things are falling into place. They're falling into place. So success and falling into place. Now, the card that clarified that was the Four of Pentacles, which talks about being careful with your money. So again, getting us used to having some extra so that we take care of it or prioritize needs accurately, or just get some practice in not living paycheck to paycheck and having those empty wallets 30 minutes after you cash that check or have it deposited. So, and I've been there. So I get that. I really do. So overall, the read said, Success is ours. Things are changing. We did have a couple of fours that showed up. Besides this four that I've already mentioned, the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Wands showed up. Fours are a stabilizing, they're a stability and security type of card. And when a couple of them come up, they emphasize one another. So again, that stability and security is headed our way. It was also indicated too with the one of my near future cards was the King of Pentacles, which is a card again of generosity, sovereignty. So yeah, we're right on the right track. If we've been thinking that the current administration is trying to find ways to, first of all, have our tax dollars spent wisely and transparently, yes, indeed. If there's also a push underway to have we, the American taxpayer, become more accustomed to not being in a debt slavery, paycheck to paycheck type of survival mindset, and to do it in a way that gives us a chance, those of us that have the ability. I've seen some people who are never going to manage money well. And my hope for them is that they recognize that and get someone that does it for them. Okay, I'll never manage this fine. Put me on a budget. Give me a monthly check. Don't let me have access to everything all at once or whatever it would work for them. But many of us just need that opportunity to practice that and just that peace of mind and knowing, okay, and this isn't a temporary situation. This is our new paradigm. Lack of scarcity. Let's get to where it's our comfort zone. It won't be at first, but it can be, it will be, and it should be. So I did not do a share screen. I will attach a link in the video description box that takes you to one of the X posts that discusses this and possibly a more standard type of news reporting about this DOGE refund in the video description box if you want to do some reading. And in the meantime, that's kind of it for what we were exploring today in our In the News. DOGE refund. Is it a soft reveal? It is. It is. By the way, what it may be a soft reveal for that is spelled Nesara. I've been deliberately avoiding using that word, not because I don't think that's what's coming, but because that is one of the words that this platform, the YouTube platform, will put notes up and ding me for if I say it. But it is a soft reveal of something along those lines, and it's nice to see. So until next time, if you're willing to receive it, I send you love, light, and I wish for you everything bright. Thank you for being here and listening to me and being part of this discovery process and journey we call life. Bye.